Hey guys, welcome back. So today's problem is, if 4 minus x, 3, and the square root of 2x plus 3 are the first three terms of an arithmetic sequence, let's determine the value of x. Okay, so looking at this problem, remember how we always spoke about that if we had to take term 3, well, I suppose we should first sort out what we have here. Okay, let's indicate what is term 1, term 2, term 3. Okay, I'm going to grab a green pen, I reckon. So term 1 is 4 minus x. Cool. Term 2 is 3, and term 3 is the square root of 2x plus 3. Fantastic. Let's just indicate T1, T2, and T3. All right, nice and simple. Now remember, what we're going to do is we're going to work towards trying to find the value of x. And if we have to set the different terms against each other, what we'll be left with will just be one variable, okay? So we'll start off by saying term 3 subtract term 2, all right, which will also be equal to, here's the crazy stuff, term 2 subtract term 1. Now the cool thing is we don't have variables of a for the first term, we don't have variables for d to show us difference. We're literally going to work with the information they've given us, and the bit that we have left over will only be one variable, and that is x, and that is the value we're looking for. Okay, so let's go ahead and start plugging in this information. What is this really going to look like? So we're going to have the square root of 2x plus 3, all right, minus, and notice I'm putting this term 2, which is the value of 3, in brackets, okay? Because remember that negative sign is going to change the symbol for the number that comes afterwards. All right, now this whole mumbo jumbo is equal to 3 subtract, and we're again in brackets, 4 minus x. Okay, it doesn't look too big, not too bad, and not too messy. Let's go ahead and try and simplify this a bit so we can get our heads around it. Okay, we're not going to do anything to the square root of 2x just yet. Okay, try and make your problem as simple as possible before we get to the square rooting process. So we've got the square root of 2x plus 3 minus 3 is equal to 3 minus 4, and note what happens here, plus x. Okay, now let's start collecting like terms and try and get everything away from that square root, all right? So when we square everything, we're not going to be left with this crazy answer, okay? Simplifying, making things as easy as possible for ourselves. Okay, so we're going to leave that square root 2x plus 3 on the one side. Let's chuck on that equals, and let's focus on the right hand side. We have 3 minus 4, we know it's going to be negative 1. We're going to bring this negative 3 over. Okay, when it jumps over the equal sign, remember it's going to turn into a positive 3. Okay, so we have negative 1 plus 3, okay, which is going to be 2. Am I right? Yes, 2. Okay, and then we just have the x, so it's 2 plus x. Nice and simple. Okay, cool. Now our next step is to square everything, so we can get rid of that square root. Okay, so let me chuck that into red. Okay, so we're going to say square root this, and we must square root this whole mumbo jumbo mad thing happening here. So on the left hand side, our square root is cancelled out by a square, so we simply have 2x plus 3 is equal to, and then we have two binomials actually that will appear on our right hand side, which is going to be 2 plus x, and our next binomial is going to be 2 plus x. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of those brackets for the binomial. We're going to use a process called FOIL. All right, so left hand side stays as 2x plus 3 is equal to, now using FOIL we're going to say 2 times 2 gives us 4. Okay, then we're going to say 2 times x, which is going to give us plus 2x. And we're going to do the same at the bottom, well, with the next term. So we're going to say x times 2, it's going to give us 2x. And x times x is going to give us x squared. Cool. All right, now it's cleanup time. Okay, I'm going to simply set the left-hand side to 0. I'm going to grab everything on the left-hand side and throw it onto the right, okay, because that is how it's going to be true, to be set to 0. Obviously, that makes sense, right? Okay, so we have the number 4 on the right-hand side already. We're going to bring this 3 over, and it's going to turn into a negative. So 4 minus 3 is going to give us 1. Okay, on my left hand side I already have 2x and 2x. That's going to give us 4x. We're going to bring over the 2x from the left hand side, so it's going to become negative, and that's going to give us 4x minus 2x, which is going to give us plus 2x. And then we just have plus x on the other side. X squared, to apologize. Okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and clean this all up, and we're going to factorize, okay? Easy peasy stuff happening here. Let's grab our two binomials, and let's see, we'll have x in the first term. Now, I like to have my variables first, from the highest order down to the lowest, okay? Now, note when you expand these brackets, it's actually going to change nothing about the value. I'm just changing the way it's laid there, okay? But no value changes happened. So I know x times x is going to give me x squared, right? And then in order to get the 2x in the middle, I have to have a plus 1 and a plus 1. All right, and if we multiply those plus 1s together, I will have just plus 1, which will give us x squared plus 2x plus 1. All right, now we can say, therefore, x is equal to -1. Okay, not so difficult, right? Cool, guys. I think you did a great job. See you in the next video.